What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at STRK Strike. It's part of Microstrategy, the preferred shares. So as you can see, we're sitting at 120.44. We made a video on it when we were still around this trend line here, and we broke underneath it, and then we absolutely exploded, skyrocketed to the upside all the way up to 125, and we ended the week at 120.44. So this thing's looking pretty good right now. It is pretty crazy. I didn't even realize that Strike could move that quick within one trading day or within a week span, because it's preferred shares and you're getting an 8% dividend annually. So usually things that generate a yield like that, they typically don't move that quick. As you can see with this price action over here, it was a lot more. You can see it was tiny candles, and then you had a major sell-off, but then most of the candles are just very small, and you had a major one here. I mean, from the actual open, or not even from the open, from the day prior, when you take it all the way up, it was about 19%, 19.5%, almost 20%. So that is pretty crazy to see that on something that's generating 8% annually for a dividend. So this could be a good addition to your portfolio if you want to get a blend of growth and dividend. I am curious to see how it does if we do get some kind of economic downturn. I do want to see what Strike is all about and how Michael Saylor can kind of manage that. So when you take a look here on a fib, when we pull it to the top here, you can see that we bounced right off of our 236 and absolutely catapulted off of that. So that was a nice move off of there. And then if we pull it up here, if we were to get something similar again, actually we just did touch the 236. So from that top point, we ended up touching the 236, and now we're somewhere in between the 0 and the 236. So let's see if we end up continuing up, or if we end up getting some kind of a drawdown to 382 and then maybe to the 0.5 and then bounce, or if this thing just holds the momentum and absolutely keeps ripping to the upside. But this thing is looking incredibly bullish right now, so let's see where it takes us. When we look at the SMAs, you can see we've been holding the 20 pretty well. We've had 3 touches along the way, one here, one, and then one here. So ever since we broke the 20 and the 20 pushed above the 50, we've kind of just been rallying off of that. So let's see how long this move can stay with that. Let's see if we actually end up pulling back to it. We revert back to the 20-day, or if we just continue rallying up higher. On the 4-hour, you can see it's kind of the same setup, the 20 crossing the 50, and you kind of just hold the 20 most of the time. We did fall underneath it temporarily 2 times, and then absolutely catapulted off of that move. And we came relatively close to the 4-hour 50 moving average, and we got that nice move to the upside. On the EMA, on the daily, you can see this is the 8-day EMA. You can see we hold it pretty well when we're holding that trend. So this could be a nice little guide as you hold this. You can kind of get an idea of where you stand in terms of the EMA. So let's see if we get some kind of pullback to this EMA. As you can see, we tend to hug it. So usually when we deviate from it, we kind of get some kind of move back to it. So let's see if we get a move and then continue that trend higher. On the daily RSI, we're in overbought territory, and we've been spending a lot of time there. So from May 9th all the way to the beginning of June, we were in overbought territory, and then we've been overbought territory since the end of June, around June 27th until now. So let's see if we continue pushing up higher, or if this is kind of a reversion back to this moving average here, this yellow moving average, which we've held pretty well for this entire time. Then we broke underneath, and then we had an aggressive move above the moving average. So let's see if we get another trend like we saw here and continue that momentum in this overbought territory. Here on the 4-hour, we are looking pretty good. we had established higher highs, higher lows, we broke the trend, and now we had a steep move to the upside. So let's see if we can continue that momentum for a sustainable move to the upside here on STRK. And on the daily MACD, we are very bullish right here. This thing is potentially overbought. We'll see though, this thing can probably stay overextended for an extended period of time. So we'll see how it plays out, but we did get a pullback, and that pullback was still incredibly bullish when you look at where the moving averages are relative to this dotted line, which is the neutral zone. So we did get a red flip, and then we got the green flip right back. And the 4-hour looks pretty similar. As you can see, the volume and momentum kicking up to the upside after getting that flip to the green. Now we do have a key level of support here that we absolutely ripped through. So I don't know if we're going to come back to retest that. Typically on breakouts, you break out, retest, and then continue up higher. But with a 20% move up like that, I don't know if we're going to get that retest that we're talking about. This thing could continue pushing up higher. We'll see, especially if Bitcoin begins to rally here in July, maybe August. This thing could probably continue pushing up higher. I know Saylor is planning on using some of the preferred shares to fund the Bitcoin purchases, so we'll see how that plays in terms of, price action on the preferred stock. But right now, it is looking pretty solid. Like I said, I am curious to see how it fares in an economic downturn. This could be, if this holds up well in an economic downturn, this could be a very, very powerful tool in your portfolio, generating nice income with very, very strong growth. So it is looking pretty good. And when you compare the drops, for instance, from May 9th to May 28th, you can see we dropped 16% here on MSTR. May 9th to the 28th here, you can see that from the bottom to the 28th, you can see we gained 10 to 11%. So as MSTR dropped 16%, this gained 10%. So that's just one example, but it does happen time and time again. On this drop here, MSTR dropped around 5.5%, while this dropped 7%. So that is one of those times where this ended up dropping more. But this does look like maybe some kind of shares were issued or something like that. I'm not too sure why we got a large candle like that. But the normal price action seems to have some of the upside, and then it definitely minimizes the downside that MSTR brings along with it, which is a nice thing to see, especially when you're getting a nice 8% dividend yield. So you guys let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Do you think this is a good addition to your portfolio long term? How do you think these will actually turn up in the downturn? Do you think they're going to be bad, or are they going to turn out pretty well? So you guys let me know your thoughts, please. Like and subscribe, share with a friend. I'll see you guys in the next one.